Hi and welcome. Today I would like to share 2 collages in my mini art journal. The journal is from DOMESTIKA, which is an online art supply store in Europe, and I'm using these papers that I have made recently for my mixed media tags, and I will link you to the video in the end cards so you can check that out too. I really love to work in this small journal because it always gives me some quick creative time. To adhere my papers, I am using a glue stick. I prefer this against gel medium because it has no drying time, and also with the watercolor collage paper it's a bit easier to not use gel. I will cut away the overlapping of that collage paper afterwards. That makes it a bit easier, I feel. This one I'm having here is a pretty old one. I think I made it 1 or 2 years ago. It's also a mess with watercolor and a little bit of gesso on top, and I really liked the colors and I felt they would match the blue perfectly. What I love about collages is that you can lay your paper down first and have a look if you like it or not, and then glue it down. That makes it so much more relaxing to create. Often when I'm arranging my papers, I have a look through my phone onto the page because that gives me a little bit of a distance. You can of course also just step away from it. That makes it easier to see what fits and what doesn't. I will now cut off the overlapping edges of my page. That also makes it easier to see if I'm already done or if there's something more to add, or if there are areas that are a bit boring or that I don't like. I'm not sure if I want to leave this page as it is. I have some paper pieces laying here from my last project, and I would just try out different combos to see if I want to adhere something on top or not. Here I have a die cut that I've made for the mixed media tags, and I haven't used it. It's just some watercolor paper die cut with this mixed media die from Tim Holtz, and I think about cutting it at an angle and then adhering it, but in the end I don't use anything of these pieces. I decided to use a stamp to create some texture on the background, and I'm using a stamp from the Carved Collection #1 and I place it right to the edge of my acrylic block because that makes it easier to stamp in a journal with a ring binding. And I'm using VersaFine Clear in black to stamp my image. If you plan to order some stamps from my shop, I will be on holidays and there will be no shipping between around August 15th and September 10th. And there will also be a new clear stamp release in September when I'm back. And I just can recommend you subscribe to the newsletter over on the Rubber Dance webshop page, because I will make a discount for all the newsletter subscribers. Yes. Here you see me going through my stash with stamped images and other focal points, and I just go through it to see if there is something that I really like on the page and that I think fits. I really like that butterfly, but it's a bit dark, I feel. That butterfly is really lovely. I stamped it with embossing powder to some vellum, and the vellum is colored in with alcohol markers. But as the whole thing looks pretty dark on this page, I will not use it. I decided to not pick a main image, but I wanted to add some more texture and mark makings with the Posca pens, and here I picked a red one to just create some tiny dots. Usually when I make such patterns, I put them not in only one spot on my work. I also place this on another spot, so I decided to pick that dark area in the left corner to add more of these tiny dots. Instead of a main image, I will adhere some words to my spread. The words are stamped with Versamark and then embossed in white. Finally, I'm adding some mark makings with a Neocolor, and I'm picking, I believe, the lemon yellow. As this collage only took me about 10 minutes, I decided I will make another one, and here I'm picking that blue paper I found in my image box that I have looked through previously, and I also use, that was our neighbor's rooster. I'm not sure if you can hear it, he's pretty loud. And I'm also using these collage papers that I've used before. I really like the contrast between the blue paper and that red orangey paper. I think it is, it pops really. Cutting away the overlapping edges makes it easier, I feel, to see what else the page needs. I would like to stamp something lighter on top of that blue area, and I'm wondering if the distress oxide will work. The texture of that paper is pretty rough because of that, I would say, not super thick gesso. It was just a basic gesso from Liquitex and then the watercolors on top. And I will try the oxide inks because I think it can work. Usually when you have distress oxides, you cannot stamp very well on a non-porous surface. So if you have a heavy gesso or acrylic paint, that will not work because you can just wipe away the ink and it also will never dry. But this works really nice, and I really like the texture I got. By the way, that grid stamp is from the Pencil Marks number 4. I will stamp the rest of the ink on the stamp to a scrap piece from the collage paper, so I can use it next time. For my next step, I want to do some mark making, and I am picking a Neocolor crayon. I have 2 oranges here. One is a bit lighter and I think it's more opaque than the other. And I'm just trying out which one works better. And I'm also picking a red one because that matches perfectly the red-orange collage paper. And with these circles going over the blue area, I kind of blend the pieces together and it doesn't look like a patchwork thing, or it just makes it look more cohesive, I feel. Because of the dark spot on the bottom, I feel I need also some darker marks, and here I'm searching for the right Neocolor. I either would pick Payne's Gray or Dark Gray or Black, but I believe I am going with the Payne's Gray. And here I just do some loose scribbles to make the page more interesting. And because of the white spots at the top, I feel I also need some white marks to finish everything up. And finally, I will also add some words to my spread. And that was my video for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and as you watched it until the end, I hope you will give me a lovely comment and leave a thumb up. I hope you will see us next time. Bye.